Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. I was sitting there over the weekend watching one of the Star Wars movies with my son. And in the movie, Darth Vader looks at the camera and tells a guy, "Your lack of faith is disturbing." And I thought to myself, boy, that is kind of apropos in regards to the New York Giants and all national media. Because if you sit down and take a look at the Giants and what national media, I'm not saying local media, but national media is predicting, they have the Giants ranked maybe 28th, in overall power rankings. I've seen them anywhere between 4 and 12 and 2 and 14. And I think to myself, you know what? Your lack of faith is disturbing. Well, now, the Giants, I think, if you take a look at the strength of their schedule, they're not going to have many easy games, but they do have winnable games. Now, I can understand if you're breaking down the situation in regards to, Daniel Jones being a second-year quarterback and the potential issues we're having with the sophomore slump, or the fact that Saquon is going into year 3 with an injury-plagued second season, which he still had over 1,000 yards. And yes, our receiving core is somewhat questionable when Golden Tate at 30-something years old is coming off a PEDS suspension. And Sterling Shepard has his concussion issues. And Darius Slayton, we need to think about and worry about, is he going to hit a sophomore slump? Because like any other sophomore, the league gets film on you. They now know your tendencies, so he is going to have to change and adjust his tendencies. Plus the fact that, we have a revamped offensive line. We have a rookie coming in, and Andrew Thomas. We've drafted. We know our center situation is not what I refer to as fluid. And then if you go down into even the tight end position, Caden Smith, what is he going to do in year 2? Evan Ingram, can he stay out of the walking boot? Actually, I think as soon as he plays, and at the end of the game, I think they should immediately just bubble wrap him and put him in 2 walking boots till next week so we can keep him healthy. And then you break down into the defense. We still do not have a premier edge. Actually, we don't have any edge. We have some questionable lineups in reference to the linebacking core. Yes, Blake Martinez is a huge upgrade. Ryan Conley is coming off an ACL. You got David Mayo. You got Kyler Fackrell. And like you said, Kyler was released by Green Bay for a reason. He didn't play a lot last year because Green Bay brought in 2 free agents and drafted someone to replace him. So that's what they thought of quality-wise. Then you go back into the secondary. The secondary is, still in flux with the issue with DeAndre Baker. And even if we did not have an issue with DeAndre Baker, where was the secondary going? We did pick up James Bradbury, which was fantastic. I think with McKinney, and the Peppers, I think the safety positions are going to be solid. I think with Love and Beal and Ballantyne and Haley, I think we that is going to be the strength of the team. So yes, I understand that everyone, and plus the fact that we have a brand new head coach, first time special teams coordinator, never, and we're bringing in Jason Garrett, the clapper. So clap on. So I understand that if you take a look at that, and you take a look at our schedule, and you take a look at what we have. Yeah, you may sit there and think, if you don't follow the team on a regular basis, yes, there could be a 4 and 12 or 2 and 14 season. I do not see us unregressing. I don't see unregressing. That's not even a word. I don't even see us regressing this year. I see us progressing. Why? Let's take a look at it. Daniel Jones, he came out of left field. No one thought he was going to have the type of season that he did. I personally think he is going to continue his maturation into the starting quarterback role. I think Jason Garrett is going to be his quarterback whisperer. I have some concerns that this will be a one and done for Garrett because I think he's going to try to get in a head coaching position either in the NFL or in college if he has a successful season. I think Saquon Barkley is going to come back with a vengeance. I think Darius Slayton is going to progress in year 2. And I think Sterling Shepard's going to hold it together for at least 12 games. And I think we are going to have a full 15 or 16 game complimentary season out of Golden Tate. And yes, our depth behind the wide receiver position is lacking. Yeah, you bring in 4 or how many, whatever it was, undrafted free agents. Yeah, that's a recipe for trouble. But I just have this weird feeling that Evan Ingram is going to stay healthy for at least 11 to 12 games. I'm not sure if Caden Smith's going to progress forward, but I do think the offensive line is going to finally gel. I like the coach we brought in to coach them up. And you know what? I think that we are going to have a top 15 offense, if not higher. And I really do believe in the signings of Colt McCoy and Cooper Rush. I think Cooper Rush is going to make the team. I think they're going to carry 3 quarterbacks. And I think Cooper Rush is going to make the team over Alex Tanning. So I think, like I said, I could see us easily finishing, top 10, 11, 12 on the offense. And I think that, like I said, we may find a diamond in the rough. On the undrafted free agents, on the wide receivers, but you never know. And then we look at the defense. Yes, we do not have a rush. No, let's be honest, we don't. But the problem is we are going to have one hellacious run defense. Dalvin Tomlinson, Dexter Lawrence, even our old buddy Leonard Williams is going to come in. I mean, you still got R.J. McIntosh. We could be like the Philadelphia Eagles from a couple years ago when they won the Super Bowl. We could just rotate in defensive linemen. Now, the question is Graham going to be able to generate a pass rush? And I think he's going to somewhat be able to. Blake Martinez is really not a pass rusher. Kyler, I don't know what we're going to get out of him, but I do expect maybe 7-8 sacks out of O'Shane Ximines. And if we get 5 sacks out of Lawrence, or even 3, I'd be happy. I mean, and also Patrick has a propensity of, bringing in the defensive backs. He reminds me a little bit of Spags in 2007 when Spags had no problem bringing R.J. McQuarters in, from that defensive back position to blitz. And like I said, I believe they blitz defensive backs. I think it was either 38 or 40% of the time in Miami under Patrick. So I think he's going to find a way to generate. And you know what? The league is always been a league of ifs. If you do this, if you do that, if this plays well. But you know what? That also goes to the other teams in the league, not just the Giants. If Tampa can gel with Tom Brady and what's his name, Gronkowski. If Philadelphia can find keep Carson Wentz healthy. Is Dwayne Haskins gonna, progress? Are the Cowboys gonna be that, Rolls Royce in preseason and then turn into the Pinto? And that's the Pinto, the car, not the horse. The Pinto during the season itself. You don't know. And you know what? And like I said, I find it interesting that so many in the national media are just so down on the Giants. I've been following this team since 1976, and I've said that a million times. I've seen the maturation and progression between teams. And you know what? I see an upswoop. Is it going to be an upswoop that's going to be, I did predict the Giants to go 9-7, and I can still see that. If they fell to 8-8, I'd be happy. If they fell to 7-9, I'd be happy. But I do not see them falling to 4-12. To 2-14, to 3-13. I see them winning more games than that, and I see them being more of a surprise team this year. And like I said, I am gonna stake our channel's reputation on it. Like I said, I see the Giants finishing no worse than 7-9, and probably no better than 9-7. I do not agree with the national media. I do not see why the national... like I said, we went through all the reasons why, but as a person that watches the team on a daily basis since 1976, I can tell you from my honest opinion, I see the swoop. So many people were down on the Giants in 83 after the strike start in 82 season. 83, Parcells came in. The Giants made the playoffs in 81. They played well enough. They should have won a couple games in 82 to make the playoffs again, but the wheels fell off the bus in 83. Now, the Giants have had the wheels fall off the bus quite a bit recently, but like I said, Parcells basically said it after 83 that he was going to do it his way in 84. Giants go 9-7. They make the playoffs. Phil Simms throws for over 4,000 yards. I could see that history repeating itself right now. A lot of times they say, if you don't, understand your history, you're condemned to repeat it. But you know what? I think that we should repeat history from the 1983 to 84 season. That is just my personal opinion. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. If you could like, if you could subscribe, if you could ring the bell, if you could do all those things, I think you know what that's going to be. That's going to be awesome.